hard-working beast and vehicle. Now this stuff they're laying right on the top of earlier brick. Whether the brick's always a matrix on the bottom, I don't know. I'm just looking for some color today. So I'm now in my very old hotel called Parku Hotel, P-A-R-K-U, and this is my bed, and it's 12 euros or 1800 lek, and there's a nice breeze when I open up my door coming through these windows from this enclosed area here. Don't know, probably the adjacent property. And this I got from Lonely Planet, but after pursuing the first one, which is the Hotel Kaduku, where the Frenchman who owns it wanted me to first of all take a large room, and he offered me 50 euro, and I laughed and said, "Thank you very much, too much for me," and I started walking away. He dropped that immediately to 30, so that I knew he was capable of cheating me. Then he took me to a smaller room, which was okay, and that was 23 euro. And I said, fine, I'll come back later. And then I found the information center, got my information for Thethi, which is where I want to go and the reason I even came here. And then I found out where to find this place by asking at a store. And a young man very graciously led me to it. So there's a sign on the street for Parku, and there's the sign right down there for Parku. And about one street over is the main pedestrian tourist area, if you want to call it that. It's the main area for the city too, for recreation, bars and all that stuff, and a big hotel, a Coliseum, very plush looking place. And there's the huge minarets for the huge mosque, and also the church right in front of us is actually Greek Orthodox Christian church. And this is a pretty little park that's nearby. And there's another Catholic church, I think. A little park on the interior. People from the Coliseum Hotel probably never even find this park, which is a good thing. Greek Orthodox church. Some kids swimming in the local fountain. It's not much of a fountain, but... Hey, now I'm on my way up to the castle here in Shkodra. Unfortunately, it is still Albania, a third world country, struggling at best to hopefully pull itself into the second world level. And of course we recognize this, but with a little interesting circular nuance to it. I'm thinking that's a trail, but I don't know. We came up just an irregular path, but here I think we're on the original route up here. You can see the outlines of it. Hollywood. Yeah, here on the right you can see the stones marking the side, and there the side there. So good. And we are getting closer to it. Here may be a first original wall that surrounded the fort itself. Now we're on the modern road. Ones here are laid in at an angle, so they sit like this. So it's kind of like that, and your foot gets a purchase where my fingers are, or tires are originally designed for people and hoofed animals. Massive structure. And here we're approaching the entryway. Okay, just like Kruya, only much larger. Both the entryway here as well as the cubicles to the side, of which there are 4 on each side. I don't know whether this was the original road or not. Let's see how deep in this goes. And here's something we'll explore in a few minutes, but right now we'll go on into the castle proper, I suspect. And the man didn't make me pay, so I saved a couple more euro, putting me about, I think, 15 euro ahead. This is where we begin to come into the castle proper. And again, it seems to grow even larger. I think the design presumes an outer wall, at least this one, outside the final fallback position, I guess. Not that I'll ever stop to put all this together, but I'll take a picture of both the listing of what's on this map and get a look at the map. One thing I do notice that's interesting is the secret exit from the castle, number 22. Kind of like what we saw early on. There we are down there at the bottom. And that may have been what I came up, although I can't imagine it would be, because one that secret, not a road that size, even as old as it was. Not quite sure where we came in. Nothing here suggests. So there are, at least, just to give it a rough scope and time, 2 eras at least of occupation. The Venice occupation during their 300 years of economic superpower status, and then the 5 centuries of Ottoman Turk domination. Looks like this earlier excavation pits have turned into garbage pits, but these various holes, I would suspect, represent where posts went for some kind of infrastructure. This certainly is a massive structure, whatever it was for. And then one equally as large, if not larger, over there. There were apparently 8 cisterns over time. I don't know how many there were at any one time. There appears to be a second there. That first large building we looked at is what we're looking at now. So we're coming into some kind of a courtyard here. A couple more cisterns, it looks like. I always thought of a cistern as some place where you stored water, but I wonder if here it can be interpreted as wells, although you'd think they're pretty darn high up to be digging a well in the solid rock, but who knows. If what I'm thinking is true, here's 3 more. Now, a restaurant area.